Episode of the Quiz Mercenary Quarantine Edition podcast. As you can see, I'm coming to you from the abandoned archives here, deep underground the Quiz Mercenary bunker, in what we call Deep 13 here. It's a very secretive area. I've been rooting around down here, and I found some pretty great things in here. So let's welcome this distraction into our lives with our very first theme game, which I'm going to be making our Classic Simpsons theme game. I think that's a good place to start. Most of you have Disney Plus out there, have been combing through the old Simpsons episodes. I figured the first 10 seasons would be a good place to start. It's a lot of ground to cover there, so let's see what we can do. So here we go. This round is going to be played, or this game is played rather, in a few different rounds that you might not be familiar with. A couple rounds you are. The warm-up round is up first. That's something you're going to recognize right away. The multiple choice round is going to be a little bit different, something you might not recognize right away, but it's pretty easy. The lightning round is basically a warm-up round played with half the time and a few more questions. And the wager round is the same old wager round you've always seen in all of my episodes so far. Final round is there as well, although instead of 2 questions, there are 4 questions in this theme game final round. But for the most part, the pretty much the same structure for most of these things. If you would like to, you can head over to my website and download a theme game answer sheet. You can follow along and write your answers on there if you want to print it out, or at least just look at it. I mean, it's right there, but you can look at it on the website, see it a little bit clearer, and maybe give yourself, a little bit more structure to this game before you go nuts. One more thing before we go too much further. I am doing this for my patron bars. Still, gotta mention them always. Their logos are up there. Their links are in the description. So if you can, go order some takeout from them, order some beer, get some gift cards. Maybe just donate to their virtual tip jars for their staff. They're your bars too. I know you love them. That's all though. Let's go on with the game, starting with the first round of the game, the warm-up round. In this round, I'm going to give you 16 questions, all on the same topic. You should leave them on your screen, pause your screen when they're all up there, for about 10 minutes if you're playing by pub quiz rules. Longer if you really feel like you need longer, but, 10-ish minutes should be good. This round is called the Roundup of Horror. What I've got for you are 16 different title cards from different Treehouse of Horror segments over the years. They're worth 4 points apiece to describe the plot of that segment. So here we go. They're all on screen right now. And good luck. Bye-bye. And we're back. Let's take a look at those answers. Hopefully you paused. If not, do so now. Go back. And here we go. The answers to this warm-up round. Number 1, the clown without pity. That was the evil Krusty doll. Someone set this thing to evil. Number 2, Nightmare Cafeteria. That's where the students are being eaten by the teachers. 3, Bad Dream House is the Amityville horror / poltergeist parody. 5, Hell to Pay is when Snake's hair, Snake the criminal, gets his hair transplanted into Homer's head, and it wreaks havoc. 5, Nightmare in Evergreen Terrace, obviously Elm Street ripoff. Hungry Are the Damned, that is another knockoff, but it's the How to Cook for 40 Humans with Kang and Kodos from Rigel 7. King Homer, obviously King Kong. Attack of the 55 Eyesores as the advertisements come to life. Number 9, Devil and Homer Simpson is the Forbidden Donuts episode. Forbidden Donut. 10, The Thing and I is Bart's evil twin. 11, Starship Poopers is Maggie is revealed to be an alien. 12, Terror at 5.5 feet is the gremlin on the side of the bus. Bottom row, 13, Terror of Tiny Toon, Bart and Lisa get shrunk and injected into the TV. Homer Cube for 14, that is the Tron parody. Citizen Kang is when Kang and Kodos take over the bodies of Bill Clinton and Al Gore. Nope, Bob Dole. To win the election in 1996. And 16, the Genesis hub, Lisa creates life with a tooth and some cola. Not a toque. Those are your answers. They're worth 4 points apiece. Give yourself those. Total them up. And meet me back here for the second round of the game, the multiple choice round. See you shortly. Alrighty, we are back. The second round of the game is the multiple choice round. In this round, I'm going to give you 10 questions that will be multiple choice questions eventually. I want to give you the chance for a bonus point on each of these, and I realize that if you can get these answers without having multiple choices in front of you, that should be worth an extra point each. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you these questions with no multiple choices until the very end. I'll even put all of them on screen without multiple choices at first, and give you an extra minute to work on them without looking at the choices. When you're ready, unpause and move on to the choices, which will all be on screen along with the questions in a different slide. Once the multiple choice answers are on screen, all of the answers you write down are going to be worth 5 points. Before they show up, they're all worth 6 points. So, make sense? No, it will. Don't worry. So here we go. Question number 1 in the multiple choice round is this: a law prohibiting alcohol sales has been on the books in Springfield for 200 years. What's the punishment for that crime? What is the punishment? Number 2, Bart gets a touch of fame after an appearance on the Krusty the Clown show and a catchphrase along with his fame. What is that catchphrase that he got? Number 3, which case did Lionel Hutz actually win? There are only 2 cases that he's won in the first 10 seasons. Not dismissed and not settled out of court or some other agreement. Had to have actually won the case on his own legal merits. There's only 2 examples. Name either of them. When you see the multiple choice questions, there's only going to be one possible answer in there. So either is fine for right now. Number 4, when Krusty loses the Itchy and Scratchy team to Gabbo, he replaces them with Eastern Europeans' favorite cat and mouse duo. What is their name? No, number 5. There we go. Lisa has a great father who makes sacrifices for her genius. What did Homer sacrifice so that Lisa could get her very first saxophone? Number 6. The tagline "Be There and Be Square" is used in advertisements for what Springfield attraction? 7. Patty and Selma are heavy smokers, both very loyal to their brand. What brand of cigarettes do they smoke? Number 8, and do listen carefully to this one, who was the original owner of the pig cannon that launched Homer into stardom in the Hullabalooza sideshow? Number 9, Ned Flanders has a 4,000-day chip from Alcoholics Anonymous after a violent outburst directed at Ann Landers, which was caused by his consumption of what alcoholic drink? And number 10, which of the following is not one of the aliases used by Mona Simpson during her years on the run? Yeah, I know that's not that's phrased for multiple choices, but if you can give me any of her aliases besides her real name while she was on the run, go ahead and give yourself credit for this one. Does that say 2? That says 2. Maybe better make it 2 to give yourself credit for a bonus point on this one. Or you can wait for the multiple choices and it's worth 5 points. Either way, that's question number 10. So here are all 10 questions right now. Give yourself a minute to look at them, unpause, and see the multiple choices right after this. So here we go. No multiple choices. And we're back. And multiple choices. At this point, every question is worth 5 points if you have not answered it correctly. Good luck, and I will see you shortly. And we're back. Let's take a look at those answers. So here we go. Number 1, the penalty for prohibition violations is being catapulted out of town. That's B. Number 2, Bart's catchphrase after his appearance on the Krusty the Clown show is "I didn't do it." That's C. He was the "I didn't do it" boy. Three of those, the only case that Lionel actually won was the metal Krusty lawsuit. Only got about $500 for Bart after all the legal fees. If you also said his Chester Lampwick lawsuit against Itchy and Scratchy, that also would have been acceptable because he did win that one on merit. Number 4, when the Itchy and Scratchy show goes over to Gabbo, Krusty replaces them with Worker and Parasite. Worker and Parasite. 5, Homer gives up his air conditioner so Lisa can get her first saxophone. 6, it's the Bimon Sci-Fi Con that lets you be there and be square. 7, it is Laramie that Patty and Selma smoke, although they are technically Lady Laramies, I believe. Or Laramie Slims? What does that say? That one. I don't know. 8, the original owner of the pig cannon was Pink Floyd. Peter Frampton bought it from Pink Floyd at their garage sale. He does mention that in the episode. 9, it was the BLACKBERRY schnapps that made Ned Flanders go off on Ann Landers. And number 10, it's Carrie Olsen on that list. That is not one of her aliases. So that is it for the round, folks. Again, 5 points apiece for each one of those. If you answered the question correctly before you saw the answers, go ahead and give yourself, or the multiple choices, go ahead and give yourself an extra point on each one. Total up your score and meet me back here for the lightning round. Bye-bye. And we're back for the third round of the game, the lightning round. Lightning round is basically a warm-up round. I'm going to give you a bunch of questions all on the same topic. You're going to answer them. This time there are 20 questions, and you do have an answer bank to go along with it, with 20 possible answers, so no extra red herrings in there. This one is going to be a little bit difficult because I'm asking you to use half the amount of time that you used for the warm-up round. So whatever you use for that, cut it in half, and that's what makes this the lightning round. So here we go. This one is called Cold Opens. What I've got here for you are 20 main plot lines from Simpsons episodes, and 20 cold opens, or opening scenes that have very little to do with the main plot line. I want you to match the letter of the cold open to the main plot line on the left, and do it in half the time you did the warm-up round. Ready? Good luck. See you in a few minutes. And we're back. All right, let's take a look at these answers, folks. Starting with number 1, Bart selling his soul to Milhouse. That started with M in the Garden of Eden, that music prank he pulled in the church. 2, Marge's Fear of Flying starts with S. That is Homer getting banned from Moe's. 3, Bart discovering a comet starts with D. Bart sabotaging Skinner's weather balloon. 4 is H. Springfield builds a monorail after Burns hides nuclear waste in a park. 5. Homer's long-lost brother is discovered after P. Grandpa Simpson has a heart attack watching a McBain film. Number 6. Homer becomes a boxer after A. Bart buys a novelty utility belt. 7. Bart gets an elephant after I. Marge insists on a family cleaning day. Number 8. Marge paints Mr. Burns nude. After O. The family goes to Mount Splashmore. 9. Marge is arrested for shoplifting after E. Homer buys a juicer on TV. 10. Homer and Michael Jackson happens after K. Bart's red hat gets missed in the laundry. 11 is Homer buying a handgun. Happens after Springfield hosts a soccer tournament. That's Q. 12. The town outlaws immigration. Happens after C. A bear wanders onto Evergreen Terrace. Number 13, Bart indicted in Australia happens after N, the toothpaste versus shampoo race in the sink. Number 14, Homer, the sanitation commissioner, happens after B, Love Day is created by greeting card executives. 15, the Simpsons head to New York City after J, the designated driver program started by Moe. 16, Burns is on the run for stealing $1 trillion bill is after L. The New Year's Day taxes from Flanders. 17, George Bush moves to town after G, the garage sale on Evergreen Terrace. 18, Homer's sexual assault happens after the candy convention he and Marge goes to. That's T. 19, Bart joins the junior campers after R. Homer finds and loses at 20. And 20, Homer meets his mother after F. He fakes his death to avoid picking up trash. Those are worth 3 points apiece in this round, folks. Give yourself those points and meet me up here on the other side for the fourth round of the game, the wager round. See you shortly. Alrighty, round number 4, folks. Your wager round is here. Let's take a look at it. It's very similar to the round. It's the same round you've always played. 10 questions. You're going to answer the questions and wager any whole number 1 to 10 on your answers. You can only use each wager value once. So make sure you use the big ones on the ones you're more certain of. If you're wrong, they're just zeros. No negative points. So here we go. Question number 1 is this. When Kirk and Luann Van Houten get divorced, each of them get a new significant other on the rebound. I want you to name either of them in 2 guesses, both of them for a bonus point. That's number 1. Number 2, Homer changes his name after a TV show calls his character by his name and ends up with Max Power because it's the only one on his list that was spelled correctly. I want you to name in 3 guesses any of the other 3 names he chose. Spelled incorrectly, I assume. If you get any more than 1 in your 3 guesses, give yourself an extra bonus point each. Number 3, when the Simpsons enter witness relocation, they do so under what name? What is their last name in witness relocation? Bonus point if you give me any of the towns they could have moved to besides the town of Terror Lake that they actually did move to. Number 4, not including any special animations, how many spikes are on Bart's hair? Plus or minus 1. If you're exact, give yourself a bonus point, but one's fine for range. I just mentioned one. Number 5, when Itchy and Scratchy Studios is inadvertently shut down by Bart and Lisa due to copyright infringement, they rush to find a solution. They eventually find one, but another sibling pair beats them to the punch. What are their names? Either name for credit, both of them for a bonus point. Number 6, in Mr. Burns' song See My Vest, Burns talks about all the clothing he's made or is about to make from animals. I want you to name or specifically name the 3 types of footwear that are mentioned in that song. And when I say specifically, I want to know what kind of animal is making that footwear and what type of footwear it is. If you give me any more than 1 in your 3 guesses, bonus point each. Number 7, in Homer's Grammy Award-winning barbershop quartet, the B Sharps, which of the 4 original members was replaced? And for a bonus point, who replaced him? Number 8, when a German investment firm buys the power plant, they tell Homer that they are from the land of chocolate, which prompts Homer to start one of his signature daydreams. In that daydream, in which he is running through a land of chocolate, he takes a bite out of 4 different things. Give me any 2 of them in 4 guesses. Number 9, when Lisa meets her rival, Allison, she's introduced to her father, as well as a game the pair play called Anagrams, in which they quickly attempt to rearrange celebrities' names to form descriptions of their personalities. In that game they play, 2 different British actors are named. I want you to name them. Well, either of them for credit, both for a bonus point. And at number 10, in the Springfield Film Festival, the films Pocahontas, Man Getting Hit with Football, and A Burnt for All Season took most of the attention, but there were 4 other entries in that episode. There were more deleted scenes, but in the main episode that made it to air, 4 other movies. I want you to name them, or at the very least, vaguely describe them. Any of them in 4 guesses, a bonus point for each additional. Those are your questions. Go ahead and pause now. Boop. And I'll see you back here for the answers. 10 minutes. Good luck. All right, we're back for those wager round answers. Here we go. Question number 1. is the rebounds Starla for Kirk. She was a temp at the radio station about to get his career off. And Luann, I would accept either Pyro or Gyro, since she was definitely dating Pyro, but definitely sleeping with Gyro. Number 2, any of the other names that would have been Hercules Rockefeller, Rembrandt Q. Einstein, and Handsome B. Wonderful. Great names. Great names. Number 3, the Simpsons relocated as the Thompsons, and they went to, or they could have gone to Cape Fear, New Horrorfield, and Screamville. Number 4, there are 9 points in Bart's hair. 5, the sibling pair are Lester and Eliza. Lester and Eliza. Number 6, the footwear in Burns' song are slippers made from albino African rhino, loafers, which are former gophers, and 2 clogs made from greyhounds. To be made from greyhounds, anyway. Number 7, it was Wiggum who was kicked out of the B-Sharps, replaced by Barney for a bonus point. Number 8, in the land of chocolate, he eats, or takes a bite of at least, a light post, a mailbox, a dog, and a handful of mothball rain. He does not get the bunnies. He follows the bunnies, does not eat the bunnies. Number 9, in that anagrams game, they mentioned Alec Guinness, genuine class, and Jeremy Irons. Jeremy's Iron? And number 10, the other entries were Bright Lights Beef Jerky, which was Apu's 48 hours of sleeplessness. That was just it was filmed on his security cameras. Mo Better Booze was the Mo's musical, in which he falls off the bar and breaks his back. Bart's entry was The Eternal Struggle, which was Homer trying to get his pants on. And the Itchy and Scratchy entry was 4 funerals and a wedding. So, those are your answers. Go ahead and total up your scores. Whichever ones you get right, give yourself those points. The ones you get wrong, there's zeros, no negatives. Get those bonus points, add it in, and meet me back here for the final round. See you shortly. Bye-bye. And we're back. The last round of your game today, folks. The final round. In this round, you're going to get 4 questions in 4 different categories. You can wager up to 100 points total in those categories, but you should be doing so blindly. And when I say total, I mean total between the 4 of them, not on each question. Also, I said blindly, which means you're going to be doing so without seeing the questions. So here we go. Here are your 4 categories for the final round. I've got educational training, arch enemy, medical rhyme time, and not a prank call. Do me a favor, pause the screen right now, lock in your wagers. Again, no more than 100 points total between all 4 of them. And meet me back here for the questions, which will be shortly. Bye-bye. And we're back. Let's take a look at those questions, folks. Hopefully get your wagers locked in. If not, pause now and do it. Otherwise, here we go. Question number 1 in the category educational training. What was Homer's major when he was in clown college? Krusty's clown college, to be specific. That's number 1. Number 2, arch enemy. Bart is a boy with many enemies, but only 2 arch enemies. Much more than a boy of 9 should have. Of course, Sideshow Bob is 1, but who is the other arch nemesis? As Lisa indicates in the episode Sideshow Bob Roberts. Who is Bart's other arch nemesis? Number 3, medical rhyme time is the category. The character Mr. McGregor only appeared in 1 episode in a very memorable scene with Dr. Nick Riviera. What was wrong with Mr. McGregor? And number 4 category is not a prank call. I want to know the phone number of Moe's Tavern, which is indirectly revealed in a Season 7 episode in which Homer becomes Mr. Burns' assistant. Those are your 4 questions. Go ahead and pause your screen right now for about 3-4 minutes and work on your answers. And again, I will see you back here in a moment for the answers. Bye-bye. And we're back. Let's take a look at these answers, folks. Number 1, educational training. His major in Krusty's Clown College was the squirting flower. He does the bank shot off of Lisa onto Bart, or vice versa, and he declares that as his major. Number 2, he hears Sideshow Bob on the radio, but he also hears Dr. Demento on the radio in that episode, and screams just as loudly. Dr. Demento is his other arch nemesis from Sideshow Bob Roberts. Number 3, Mr. McGregg, his old friend Mr. McGregg, with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg. One of Nick Riviera's surgical mishaps right there. And number 4, not a prank phone call. Mr. Burns' phone number is, not Mr. Burns, Moe's Tavern phone number is most likely 764-8437, with an extra 7 being hit there, because in order to call Smithers, Mr. Burns dialed his name out on the phone, and that's how you spell Smithers using phone pads. Anyway, that is that. Those are your answers, folks. Thank you so much for playing. I will have another one dug up here as soon as I can piece one together from these dilapidated archives back here. But that's it. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I know it's been I'm a little bit behind on my posting, but hey, man, war is hell. I do want to remind you, I still have no hair, and I will see you again next week for more questions. Hopefully, you will see me with some answers. Until then, be safe out there. Bye.